Hey traders, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at confirmations that I use when I take a trade or before I take a trade. So this was requested, so don't be shy. Leave me any suggestions you have for me down below. That really helps. And if you don't mind subscribing to my channel, that would be awesome as well. But I'll just get right into it. And I've already kind of highlighted the level that we're looking at today. I am on the Euro USD if you can't see that, and I'm on the 15-minute time frame. But I will go into why I'm here and stuff like that. So looking at this chart, so generally speaking, when I look at a chart, I start on the weekly time frame, okay, because I am a swing trader. Then I go to the daily, then I go to the 4-hour. And then once I've found, like a key level or a zone, right? And I see which way I'm trending, and, I might see a break, a retest, and then I spot my entry. My next move is to find confirmation. Now, in this particular case, we're looking at a breakout opportunity that's happened, okay? So we're in an uptrend here on EU, and I'm not going to go through, going back and looking at the higher time frames because I've got videos on that. I want to really dedicate this to the confirmation aspect. But we're in an uptrend here on EU, okay, and we had a breakout. So normally what I would do, guys, because I'm a long-term swing trader, so I hold positions for sometimes, several days, I actually would enter this trade using the 4-hour time frame. So I would wait for my 4-hour candle to break above here and close with little indecision. And what does that mean? I don't want a super long wick, okay? Like this one here. I don't want to see that on the 4-hour. I'm not going to enter. But if I have a nice, long body candle like this one, I would enter there on the 4-hour chart. Now, the reason I'm on the 15-minute chart here now is because I know many of you in my audience don't enter on the 4-hour chart because you're in and out of trades kind of intraday or, even maybe less than that. Like I have a lot of followers who are day traders or short-term swing traders or even scalpers. So bearing that in mind, I am using the 15-minute chart because I did day trade for many years, or the first few years that I traded. So I'm very familiar with entering on the 15-minute chart. So if that's what you like to do, that's fine. And that's the example I'm going to use today. Either way, it really works the same. So the first confirmation that we need before entering a trade, the very first one, is price action. You need price action to confirm your trade. All right. This candle here, I would not enter based on that. Why? Because of that long wick. That to me could mean that price is having a hard time breaking above here, and it's going to just come right back down through. And this could have been just, either slippage or, a false break, whatever you want to call it. Oops, sorry. Clicked my pen. But yeah, we are not, I wouldn't enter based on that one. Maybe some of you would, that's fine. These are just my personal opinions on how I do it. This candle here, however, I would enter. So I would actually wait in this case for this candle here to close, and then I would enter. Now, that being said, had this candle closed like this one, like the second one there, I would have entered on the first one, okay? Assuming I have other confirmations. So I think I mentioned this, but I need to see 3 confirmations before I enter a trade. That's on top of already confirming my trend direction and my level of significance, which is basically just structure, you guys. So could be a zone, support, resistance, whatever you want to use, trend line, whatever you want to use. So on top of those 2 things, I still need 3 confirmations to enter a trade. And the first one for me is always price action. And that should really be for most of you. And some of you might stop there. Like you might say, okay, I'm just a purely price action trader. That's fine. If you want to enter based on, price action alone, that's fine. For me personally, The more confluence I get, the better. I see no downfall in it. Some people really dislike indicators. That's cool. I think indicators are a great addition to using price action as well. So yeah, to each their own. I'm not going to get into that today. But so on top of that candle close, so the other thing we can do, if you want even more confirmation than that, so let's say you're entering, because this is pretty cut and dry, right? Like we're in an uptrend. So we're in a strong uptrend here. We're getting a breakout of a zone. It's pretty cut and dry. You're not even waiting for a retest. This would probably be like not the easiest, but most straightforward kind of example I could give you. However, what if we were looking for confirmation at a major reversal? Okay, so you were waiting for price to come down to this level, and this was a major reversal area, and you need confirmation to enter a reversal trade. Well, you're probably going to want a bit more confirmation because you're adversing the trend. Okay, at least that's how I do it. So in that case, what I would look for are, here, I'll write them out for you. They're called the 3 white soldiers in an uptrend, or 3 black crows. Okay. And these are just candlestick patterns. You don't need to remember the name. I didn't for the longest time. I just used them for what they are. But basically what we're looking at are 3 strong-bodied candles heading in our intended direction, okay? They can have long wicks at times. It just depends on what the market's doing. So right here, this is not a perfect example because, again, this one does have that long wick, but I would still use it because the body is still long enough. I would not use it if they all looked like this, okay? Because they don't have like those long bodies. But in this case, because this body is long there, I would use that. So this would be the 3 white soldier pattern, and I would enter. We can see it again here. Okay, that last one's a little bit short, but again, I would still use that. It's all very subjective, to each their own. But really, what this is telling you is that it's just confirming price is going in your intended direction. Like you're not seeing enough indecision that price is, kind of pulling back already, coming out of your key level. In a downtrend, it would look like this. Okay. And I know, let me hover over. Oh, I can't do it with that. There you go. So in a downtrend, it would look like what I have circled there. Okay. Now, obviously we wouldn't use it in the middle of a zone, but that's just an example of what you would look for. So that's another thing you can look out for when you're at, a reversal area, or you're trying to counter the trend, all right, in any way. And again, I'm not really going into all the different trading styles, so to each their own, however you want to do that. The next thing I'm going to look at would be my momentum. So that's the second thing I'm going to look at before anything else. I'm going to say, what is my momentum like coming out of that zone? So I'm going to go out to the 4-hour time frame for that because that's what I'm generally analyzing on. I'm going to make this look a little bit nicer and try to blow it up so you guys can see. I'm going to go to my indicators and I'm going to put the MACD in here because that's the indicator I like to use to view momentum. I don't enter a trade based on this alone, okay? I never do that. I just use it to confirm. And so what we can see here is that if we pull up our MACD, right when price begins coming out of this zone, what happens? Our bars begin to increase. So we have a nice kind of strong bar there. We're not seeing, anything like this, what I'm circling down here, a lot of indecision. I can't say that word today, my goodness. Or even here, you're seeing indecision. Nope, we're starting to get a nice long bar right out the gate. So that's confirming to me that yes, we have nice momentum going in the direction of our trend. Okay, really, really easy. Just look at those bars. That's another way you can confirm. You're not always going to get that though. You can get a great opportunity without that. So I am going to show you a few other things I would look at. Another thing I would look at actually is, and this, I love Fibonacci retracement, okay? But you're really not going to use it in a situation like this, you would use it more when you're looking at a pullback, okay? But that's another one you can use, so I will briefly show you. So when you're looking at, your trend, you'd want to go to your previous swing low when you're in an uptrend, to your swing high, your previous swing high, and you're looking at finding a retracement opportunity, and usually it's going to be between the 50-61.8 level, okay? So if you were trying to enter right here, this would be a nice confirmation for entry. Now, we can't really use it on the example that I'm showing you, but that's just a really quick way that I confirm a trade. Now, I'm not going to go into fibs in too much detail. What I'll do is link my fib video below, because I could go on all day about fibs, you guys. I don't want to make it too long. So I'll link that below so you can see it. And if I, for some reason, don't have one, which I know I do, I'll make another one for you. Getting on to the next thing. So the next indicator in this situation that I would plot would be the moving average. I love the 200-day EMA. I love it. I think it is just the most, not that anything's cut and dry, but simplistic way to view, to confirm your trend. Like, just so simple. Obviously, I never enter trade based on this alone, but when you have a nice strong trend like we do here on the Euro USD, it's just really textbook. And what this is going to do, it's just confirming to me that I'm taking, the trade in the right direction. So that's another form of confirmation that you can add. Now, it would be a little better if price, had come down and retested this EMA, and then we took a trade off of it. That would be a better confirmation, because this really is just confirming our trend direction, okay? It's not really confirming that actual entry there, but I did just want to show you that's a form of confirmation that I use. So just if I need to confirm my trend, but you can use it to confirm an entry if you have a breakout of it or a retest of it, okay? And you can use whatever EMA you're comfortable with. I love the 200 EMA. That's the only one I use right now. When I'm swing trading, I should say, not when I'm scalping, obviously. You're not going to get any opportunity doing that. Okay, so that's that. And then the next and probably most important confirmation that I love to use, and this is really going to be like, you should really listen up to this part, would be divergence. So I love using hidden divergence. I just really, really love that. I think anything that's already where you're not trying to counter the trend, and hidden divergence, you guys, before I get into it, let me plot the RSI, because the RSI is what I use when I look at hidden divergence, okay? So some people will use other indicators. This is what I use. Hidden divergence is really just, hold on, let me get there we go, my pen. So hidden divergence, we're looking at trend continuations. So that's what hidden divergence is telling us. It's telling us that price is going to continue in our current trend direction. And really, like, this is the best kind of, in my opinion, divergence you can find, because you're not trying to counter a really strong trend. You're actually just going with that strong trend that you already have. And most times you're going to find that when you trade with a strong trend, you're just going to have a better win rate, okay? Better win rate and better risk reward. That's not hating on anyone who's a reversal trader, because you can be a reversal trader and be amazing at it. But in terms of kind of, I don't want to say easiness, because it's not easy, but it's a little bit more cut and dry to trade with the trend. And I'm sure my reversal trader who's here can even, kind of confirm that. I'm not hating against reversals. I think it can be a really great way to trade, but it's just a bit easier when we trade with the trend. Okay. So let's get into hidden divergence and what I'd be looking at. I just find the RSI such a simple way to look at it, because it's so easy to plot the lines. So what we would be looking for in an uptrend would be price making higher lows. Okay, so here would be like a low to a low, here would be a low to a low. And then at the same time, our indicator making, there we go. Our indicator making lower lows. Okay, so that would be confirming our entry. Now let's see if we can spot that here. And you know what? I was sure that we would have that, but we don't quite have it here. That would be a really, really great confirmation. Let's see if we can get it on the daily. And obviously you're not always going to find it, but let's just go to the daily chart and see if we can spot some divergence here. Let's go back. You're definitely not, and hidden divergence is less common than regular divergence as well, okay? Yeah, so we do have it here. And now this, of course, would be, this, of course, would be a more long-term opportunity. So you'd have to be trading more long-term, but I'm just going to show you it anyway, because this is, you know, here, it's a really good idea to always point your crosshair over the areas that you're looking at. So look, here we have, this is just an example too of what it would look like, okay? Okay, so price is making higher lows and the RSI is making lower lows, and that's hidden divergence, and it signals a trend continuation. Now, we didn't see it at our previous entry. I can't make hidden divergence happen, obviously. But yeah, so this is a really good indication that the trend is going to continue on, okay? Now, the Euro USD is kind of giving us some conflicting information right now because there's definitely a reversal pattern forming there and we're at a significant level. However, we just need more information. That's why we don't look at patterns before they're finished forming. If I go down, let me just go back to the 4-hour time frame for one more second and just make sure I'm not missing anything. So this is where we break out, which would really be here, and we don't have yeah, so we could say, like, technically we do have hidden divergence here as well, okay? And it can be something as simple as this. So we definitely do have it here. I'm going to show you what I mean now. So price is making higher lows, the indicator's making lower lows, right? So we do have it. Your entry just wouldn't be as good by the time you confirmed it up there with hidden divergence. But this is definitely something you could use. Obviously, I wish we had have gotten a textbook place to show you or space to show you. That would have been awesome. But that doesn't always happen. I can't make it happen. If we went to the 15-minute, you might see it, but it's definitely more, it's better to use the 4-hour chart for this, but that's what you're looking for, okay, when you're looking at hidden divergence. I think, and I do have a video on that as well. So if you want more info on hidden divergence, because it's an awesome confirmation to use, and you want to see like what it looks like, you know, in different trending conditions, I do have a video on that. So I'll link that as well. So I have a few videos linked in the bottom here. I'll make sure that I put them. But that would be my last confirmation I'm looking for. So you can use regular divergence or hidden divergence, but that would be the last confirmation I look for. And yeah, so all together, I am going to recap. So first of all, I need 3 confirmations, okay? Aside from my trend, right? And aside from news too, I should say. So any news that's coming up, like if it's going to sway my trade in a certain direction, I obviously will look at that. And yeah, so trend and news, I think there was another thing too. It'll come back to me as I'm putting the 3 confirmations in, but, structure. Pretty important. So that would be like our trend line, our zone, support, resistance. And then our 3 confirmations could be, but are not limited to, momentum, So you can use, so for momentum, you can use the MACD, but you could also use the RSI. You could use the stochastic RSI. So there are a few different things that you could use for that. But I like the MACD. Price action, and I should have put this first, of course. I don't know why I put, I'll put 2 underlines under it. This will be the most important thing. If you don't have price action confirming it, then don't take the trade. And then my third would be either a fib, nice fib level, or it could be, you know, my EMA, or it could be our divergence, and divergence is a really, really good one, but you're not always going to see it because it is harder to spot, as we just saw. So those are just a few things. Again, if you want to stop with price action and that's how you trade, that's totally fine. I need 3 things. And that's it, you guys. Hopefully I didn't bounce around too much. I'm trying to get a little bit better at staying on track because I know I tend to ramble. Let me know what the next video I put up should be. I am putting up the COT report. I don't know if that's going to go up, if that went up yesterday or tomorrow, because I'm pre-filming right now. But yeah, that's going to be up, so you can check out that video as well. And I think that's it. I will see you guys in the next video.